Young brothers, sisters who are listening as well, give sacrifices for the sake of Islam. We are living in extremely difficult times. We are living in extremely difficult and testing times. We are living in times which are now, no doubt, the end of times. Inna min ashrati sa'ati ay yathbut al-jahl. Riwayat mein, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that from amongst the signs of the hour is that ignorance will be prevalent everywhere. And we see that today. And the problems that we face, bil khusus, the challenges that our Nawjawan Nasl, our youth have, the problems, the challenges that we face as Muslims, individually and collectively as a ummah, can be divided into two categories. Listen carefully. The first set of problems that we face as Muslims living in the West, women and Muslims living in the UK, the first set of problems are social problems, social illnesses. This is not the case that amongst our Muslim youth today, that we have people who are taking drugs. We have youngsters who are taking drugs, selling drugs, buying drugs. Pubs and clubs, unfortunately, are full of Muslim youth today. And our masajids, the house of Allah, are empty. Why do they go to the hospital? Because they are pregnant. Because they've been involved in an illicit relationship, fornication outside of wedlock. And often, doctor was telling me, often when you call the parents, the father's got a beard and the mother wears a niqab. Yani parents are oblivious to what their children get up to. Brothers and sisters, make no mistake, these problems exist in our communities, in our society. And for too long we've been pushing the problems under the carpet. It's all about honor, it's all about saving values, saving those. For too long we've been pushing the problems under the carpet. And often we are like horses with blinkers on. We know what's happening in our community, our society. Baap janta na, father knows, mother knows, but they are too scared to say. He might run away. He might do nafrat against me. 21st century, that now children are controlling their parents. Not parents controlling their children. I'll come to this at the end. Waqt ka taqaza. Like this, the list continues, and I was sat there making a list, just in case I forget. Drugs and alcohol, illicit relationships, Muslim teenage girls having or carrying a child, an illegitimate child. Gambling is a huge issue. Amongst our Nawjawan Nasl, gambling is a huge issue. Similarly, pornography. We live in a time of the internet, and we think that this is all about advantages, the pros of society. But no, with advantages there come disadvantages as well. Pornography, a huge issue. Similarly, the prison population. In this country, statistically speaking, there are around 86,000 prisoners, give or take. 86,000 prisoners in this country. Out of them 86,000 prisoners, 11% of them are Muslim. Our population in this country is nearly 3% now, I think, give or take. But our representation in the prison system is 11%. Yani from ethnic minorities, we are the highest number of representatives. And don't think that Muslim youth is only here who's from Pakistan. No. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that the ummah is like one body. If the eye is hurting, then the whole body is hurting. If the head is hurting, then the whole body is hurting. The ummah is like one body. And today we are suffering. Social media, huge issue and problem. The amount of time our youngsters waste upon social media, it's unfathomable. Unthinkable. Hence why I said, sacrifice your time, your money, your effort for the sake of Islam, not on social media, Facebook and Twitter. We have enough idiots and keyboard warriors for that. And a name comes to mind, Sayyidina Talha bin Ubaydillah radiyallahu ta'ala. I can stand here all night and tell you and inspire you and motivate you about great personalities who came in Tariq Islam. Do you know who Talha bin Ubaydillah is? He's one of the Ashara Mubashara. One of those 10 who were given the glad tidings of Jannat in the dunya. Qurban Java upon Talha bin Ubaydillah. Wallahi, just taking his name, goosebumps. Do you know this was that individual that at the Jang of Uhud, the battle of Uhud, he suffered, and listen carefully to this, Tariq is gawah to this, he suffered 70 wounds to the body. And we are those Muslims today who can't even get up for Fajr in the morning. And we want to do jihad. 70 wounds to the body, Sahabi Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. At the battle of Uhud, 4 of their blessed fingers became shaheed as well. After Jang Uhud, they used to walk with a limp. They used to walk with a limp. One day they walked into Masjid al-Nabi Sharif. Just before I tell you, we know Battle of Uhud. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam took refuge in a cave, yes? Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam took refuge in a cave. Some of you may have seen that cave, seen pictures of the cave. Would have been ziyarat of that blessed cave. Do you know who it was that was responsible for Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam to get refuge in that cave? It was Talha bin Ubaydillah. The cave was slightly high. Sayyidina Talha bin Ubaydillah radiyallahu ta'ala got on all fours. He got on all fours and said, Ya Rasulullah, 70 wounds to the body, 4 fingers have become shaheed, walking with a limp. But he says, Ya Rasulullah, use my back in order to get into the cave. This is what we call sacrifice. And he's the only man in history to have a Nabi step on his back. Only man in Tariq, in history, to have a Nabi step on his back. After the battle of Uhud, one day Sayyidina Talha bin Ubaydillah radiyallahu ta'ala who came into Masjid al-Nabi Sharif. And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, Tajdar Medina, Sayyidul Awwaleen wal Akhirin, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he said that, O Sahaba, if you want to look at a man who is walking on the earth, but he is an inhabitant of Jannat, then don't look further than Talha bin Ubaydillah.